This is Digivation, an infotech network initiative. At this point, we'll serve you with our guest of the week.
The Nigerian Postal Service over the last 1 year and 6 months has been characterized by different innovations and new approach under the leadership of the new Postmaster General of the Federation, Barrister B.C. Adegboyi. And as one who is saddled with the responsibilities of driving the strategy and the business development of NIPOST, what exactly have you been doing to ensure that NIPOST lives up to its new vision of posting the post into posterity?
Well, the challenges are obvious. You know, when you've been operating a purely civil service organization that has always run on the bureaucratic tapeism of the civil service, and you suddenly want to switch to the business-like environment of the corporate world, then you will be doing things that seem unusual to the status quo, the style. And you know, changing the status quo is always the most difficult thing. People want to remain in the comfort of what they know, because the fear of the future, the unknown, is what people really detest. So people don't want to move from the known to the unknown. They want to remain. And so that is the biggest challenge of most other most of the people not being able to adjust to the new situation. But even that is no longer a challenge, because we are gradually surmounting that.
Now, in the United States of America, for instance, the postal system is one of the biggest employers of labor. So what are you doing to ensure that you compare notes with other advanced countries of the world who have moved ahead, and to ensure that Nigeria meets best global practice in terms of service delivery for the post?
Yeah, it's interesting, like you've made your research very well. The United States Postal Service employs almost 1 million employees. So it has almost 1 million employees. And if you look at the population of the United States, it's not that too large, or larger than, of course, but if you look at the proportion of the population to the workers in the post office, you find out that, in fact, the workers within the Nigerian Postal Service is a far cry from the reality, what we really require. Because for now, we have just about 10 to 12,000 employees. And that is, in fact, a far cry. We really, with the population of Nigeria, 180 million population, in reality, we need nothing less than maybe 50 to 100,000 employees. NIPOST can comfortably employ that much, if not more, if everything is working perfectly and the way we are planning to go.
All right. Now, it's of course noteworthy that NIPOST in recent times have had zonal retreats with the leadership of NIPOST across different parts of the nation. What are the essence and the intent of the management regarding this?
Yeah, the intent is to take the message down to the grassroots. You cannot sit in the comfort of your headquarters and bring strategies and new goals, new objectives, and then just kind of dictate to everybody, this is what we want to do. We needed to communicate the new vision and the new roadmap of the current administration to every NIPOST staff, everywhere, wherever he or she may be. And so we needed to take that message from the headquarters to the grassroots to meet every other NIPOST staff to relate and the message, allow them to make their inputs, ask their questions, clear their minds, and really be buy in and be part of the process.
As one saddled with the responsibilities of the strategy and business development of NIPOST, you must have put in place some key performance indicators which you evaluate periodically. Can you share with us what are some of those key performance indicators that you have used to ensure that NIPOST is on track?
One of the indicators was, first and foremost, we needed to have a good structure. We needed to migrate from the civil service structure that we've been operating for years, for, in fact, almost a century or so. We needed to migrate from that position to the business and business-like structure of corporate world, so that we can we can bring the flexibility of the private sector to bear on the activities that we do, because we are no longer a monopoly. In the past, you could only find the post office will be the only place that you could go to send packages or to even send letters or to communicate. But now we have several modes of communication as a result of this internet revolution, and even the penetration of private courier operators. So it's no longer a monopoly. It's a very, very strictly kind of competitive environment. And so you need to really do those things that the other private people do.
The post is not exclusive to Nigeria. So what are you doing to ensuring you compare notes with other countries that have advanced their postal system in order to ensure that Nigeria's postal system meets up with best global practice?
Yeah, that's like I said now, we have meetings of all world postal administrations, and we have, with the coming of this Postmaster General, if you care to know his itinerary, he has traveled around the world to see for himself what obtains in other clients. And in fact, it will even interest you to know that even in Africa, there are countries that are doing very well in their postal systems, like countries like Morocco, like Algeria, like Egypt, like South Africa. These countries are doing well in their administrations. And so our chief executive have also been traveling to all of these places that I've mentioned. He has been there and he has seen for himself what is going on there, and we have resolved to replicate some of these things in Nigeria. And in fact, it will interest you to know that for this short time that he has already been on this desk, the African CEO Forum, in fact, has seen, because of his enthusiasm and the kind of vision that he has, in fact, they have elected him as the chairman of CEOs of Africa, African postal CEOs. And currently he's the chairman of African postal CEOs.
I'd like to thank you very sincerely, Abdulkarim Baba, Director Strategy and Business Development, NIPOST, for making time to join us on this segment of the program. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to be on this program. Thank you.